2. Welcome to the Friendly Geordies podcast.
Hello.
Shawarma FM.
Edition. Unless, is this Geordie's right here?
Dude, every time Rumi's on the pod,
People love
there's
it.
always that one comment that says like, "Oh my God, Jordan's changed so much." Like
Still a dog.
Still a dog. Yeah.
This one's gonna do well because it's a Rumi episode.
Rumi episode.
Yeah, this is welcome to Shawarma FM. Geordie's is not able to be here for probably reasons that.
Yeah, you're gonna, dude. He has lost his mind. I'll give you a little tidbit.
Okay. Are you allowed to say anything?
Well, I mean, it's based on his extracurricular. So wherever he is,
Yeah.
he managed to make some contact,
Yeah.
and he said, "Dude, I really like Big Bang Theory now." And I was like,
Oh
"What is
my
wrong
God,
with you?"
he's
like-
lost it.
And then he's like, "I'm a loser, man."
Oh my God! What is happening?
So he's lost his mind.
He's gone.
He's gone. He's no more with us. When he comes back, it'll be some bullshit
Holy
ABC style commentary.
Yeah, it'll just be like the worst ABC comedian, just being like, "Hey guys."
Yeah, and he'll talk about AI heaps just like we've been doing.
He'll talk about how his dad's really problematic and AI is really crazy.
Yeah, how all of his problems are because of his parents, which he kind of already was. Let's be real.
that's
He
true.
was already
That's
on that
true.
train.
I can't believe it. There must be something. There must be some serious
Yeah, some wiring issues.
poisoning. Maybe he's being poisoned.
Yeah, he's been poisoned.
He needs to detox ASAP.
Yeah, the spaghetti's gotten to him as well. Hey,
Yeah.
Rumi,
Where are you going, Rumi?
just let him be. Okay, hey, let's start the pod.
Yeah, let's do it.
Dude, the first segment this is a hilarious one.
He's a little chunky right now.
So his birthday was 25th.
Yeah, happy birthday.
And for his birthday, I know this shouldn't be the case, but he ate half a chicken, bro.
That's all right, isn't it?
Yeah.
He's a chunky
And I had to
boy.
negotiate it down from one chicken. So my brother was like, "It's his birthday." And he bought like this massive turkey-sized chicken. I was like, "Dude, he's going to die."
Hopefully not with bones.
Oh, yes, sir.
Bro, that's dangerous for dogs. You can't give
No, raw bones are fine.
raw. Sorry, I thought you meant
But in
cooked.
this case, it wasn't raw bones, by the way. But usually I
Oh,
don't
for
feed
fuck,
him
you just
cooked
bought him a
bones.
bachelor's handbag.
No, so I cooked it a little bit. So he ate half. He ate quarter in the morning and then quarter evening.
Dude, he's looking more like a bulldog.
And
with
like
this
just that
chunky-
one day has made him chunky.
He's a chunky boy now, dude. He looks like a bulldog. It's like that's not a beagle,
Well, he's not really a beagle either.
isn't he?
Man, I'll be honest. I don't really know what he is.
He's
particularly.
definitely not just a beagle. Hey, he's
When I got him, I was told he's a beagle, but then
Yeah.
I did see a not so beagle dog in the background.
really?
So,
yeah, like
he's definitely half beagle.
Yeah, he's-
I know that much.
he's some terrier or something.
Yeah, I think he's half terrier.
like
or
he's
something.
constantly looking for. Look at him. He's looking for foxes. That's all he's doing.
Yeah, and he's a looker though. He's a good-looking boy.
He is, he's
He
just got
attracts a lot of attention.
Oh no, if he's a good boy, he's just got that junk in the
Taking
trunk.
him out for a walk is like driving around in a Lamborghini. You get a lot of
I love
attention.
He
from
does that
quarters.
hound. He does that hound thing of like when he barks, like it's like woo, and like
Yeah.
woo, and then he kind of like he's like, he looks like this. He's like,
Yeah, he makes a goofy face. It's
Yeah, yeah, it's
like,
funny.
when he's barking.
I like that. It's not unlike I had a blue heeler border collie. I think it was the border collie. It was just sort of this hunting instinct. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Anyway.
He's got that. Man, you take him out for a walk. He's way more interested in smelling and finding dead bodies than he is, and he'll find it.
But that's all. Even Zeus is like that, just constantly sniffing. He's
Yeah.
like, it's just like they live for it. They,
They
love
live
it.
to sniff.
They have
Dirty
advanced.
boys.
They have advanced noses, though. Correct, dogs. I
Yeah, of
people-
course.
Like mentally, like
Why,
crazy,
mentally? What do you mean mentally?
like very hectically strong sense of smell.
Yeah. There's some of their senses are a lot better than ours, including
Yeah.
their nose.
That's kind of cool.
And they also hear in a different frequency, so they can hear noises
Yeah.
that humans can't hear.
That's cool.
Dude, whenever I cook steak or something, the fire alarm goes off. He freaks out so much.
It'd be so
It's
loud.
unbelievable. It's loud, but I think it's extra loud for these
Oh,
guys.
it's got that like have you seen those whistles where it's just like, it's like dog whistle. That's what they call it, right? Dog whistle, because only they can hear it or whatever.
Well, I mean, you can hear it as well, but I think it just like it's
Yeah.
recognizable to them as well.
Yeah.
Okay, let's start, dude. Come on.
Boy. Yeah, let's do it. Sorry, I just
Segment.
distracted by
You
screen.
have do you have ADHD?
Yeah, I do. Dude, this is, you know what's funny? Okay, sorry. We will get into it. Yes, I do have ADHD, and I made dinner for some friends last night. That was said to me multiple times.
What?
They were like, bro, it was like, do you have ADHD? I'm like, yeah. And they're like, in the middle of a conversation, I'll just be like, this wine, like, it's really nice. They're like, hey. I'm in the middle of something. I'm like, sorry. Like,
No, but that happens to me when I'm hosting as well because
really?
like I don't
pressure.
know how you take that pressure, but I want the food to be immaculate. So it's impossible when I'm hosting. It's impossible for me to actually have a proper conversation with anyone.
Yeah, because you're concentrating.
Because they're talking and I'm thinking and
about
like
the other,
I'm thinking all the food that I'm making, this and that. So like I am useless if I'm hosting.
I'm like that too, but I made the technical. Sorry, not the technical. I made the like conscious decision to make ragu. So it's just like the beginning is intensive, but then it's just like leave it for 4 hours. So that was chill, and then just squish the meat. So that was easy. But if I was doing like tacos, bro, I'd be like, don't look at me, please.
Yeah.
Don't even talk to me.
Yeah, I'd honestly much rather be just a chef, in the corner. Just
Totally.
like, almost professionally.
Don't
Don't involve me in the party.
I'm also like one chapter off finishing Anthony Bourdain's book. What's it called? Kitchen Confidential.
Hey, we have to move from this because
Sorry,
I don't know.
go.
Eventually, we'd have to cut this entire bit out.
Okay, sorry, guys. Sorry.
So, dude, okay, so there's a lot of stuff happening today. So, did you remember last podcast I showed you a picture of Albo after he jet down from US?
Joy Division.
Yeah,
shirt.
Joy Division.
Yeah.
So that has caused massive political issues.
Oh,
Do you know why? Can you guess
don't say it.
what the controversy is?
Can I guess?
Yeah, go ahead.
And if this is it, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Morrissey's the no, that's the Smiths. Joy Division. Oh shit. Okay. Wait, no, Ian. No, sorry, I was thinking of the Smiths because Ian Morris. Joy Division. They weren't political.
Okay,
They weren't a political band. It's Joy because Joy Division is the name of do you know what the band name is? It's the name of a Nazi sex
that's
camp
it.
thing.
Okay, so that's exactly it.
This has gotten attention.
So Susan Lee, who is the leader of the opposition, she's the head of the Liberal Party.
I can't.
She has said that this is an extremely insensitive thing to wear, knowing that there's some connection to like a Holocaust camp for sex slaves.
All right, that's the end of the pod. Thanks for joining us, everybody. I'm done.
She said that Albo in 2022 was told what this is, and he doesn't care, and he still wore it.
Oh, dude, she sucks.
But she also said like how this is offensive to the Jewish community, blah blah blah.
That is such a ridiculous stretch. Each side is getting insane.
Unfortunately, no one supported her for her sake.
No, unfortunately.
So the Jews came out and we're like, look,
who the hell? That's like saying like, you know what the equivalent is? It's like someone eating corn and then or pork or something, and then someone's like, oh, that's offensive because the conquistadors introduced corn or pork to the Americas, and so like I associate pork with like a killing of my people. It's like, dude, what? It's like, bro, you've really had to stretch it to be offended by that.
It's the definition of a stretch, huh?
I mean, like, dude, it's art. It's a band from the it's just insane. That is ridiculous.
So, unfortunately for her, there's a lot of people that have come out and said that that's a ridiculous thing to say.
I mean, does she
including
actually,
the Jews?
like what? Does she actually think that Albo, instead of going this historically world acclaimed, famous post-punk band from the 80s or 70s or whatever, that is as big as like Led Zeppelin were or the Clash or something.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that he's a fan of their extremely mainstream, unpolitical music, apart from the name, which is also supposed to be a bit provocative. Vaguely.
Yeah, I don't think even they knew exactly what it was.
They're not a political band. They're not Rage Against the Machine. They're singing about like love songs and shit. Is it that? Or is that he said, I know how I'll get one up on the Jews. I know what I see through the. I'm a big planner here. I'm going to wear this shirt to provoke Jewish, because I'm sure a lot of Jewish people, like, first of all, know what Joy Division meant, and then second of all, are deeply offended by the connotation. Oh my God.
So they're not offended. In fact, they're kind of low-key getting a little bit offended by Susan Lee because they're saying that she's using this as like,
of course,
she's using this as
Dude,
she's using them.
You know what the Liberal Party are doing now? They're literally grasping at straws. They're just like, we have nothing. It's like we got nothing. It's like, what can we even say? What can we? And they're like, immigration.
I feel
whatever.
bad for her, dude, because I understand why she's doing this, and I genuinely do feel bad. So you've got to understand. Okay, for a second, forget about how ridiculous, which it is, a ridiculous talking point, which not only was condemned by the Jewish community that it's supposed to protect, but is also being condemned by literally her own party by saying like that's a stupid thing to say. It's beyond stupid. But forget about all of that for a second. I want to put you in her shoes. Her shoes is that she is getting pressure from everywhere. More than half of her party believes that she is a ridiculous rubber stamp politician that shouldn't be the leader anyways.
Yeah.
And the remaining part are upset with her because they believe that they're not putting enough pressure on opposition. She was really hoping for this U.S. trip to go bad.
And it went really well. I watched the thing, by the way, the press conference.
You did, yeah.
Yeah, Rudd got slammed, and that was like, oh, I feel bad for him. But apart from that blip, it went great.
Yeah.
Because I think Trump can tell when someone Albo has a sense of humor and he can riff. That's all Trump. That's Trump.
Yeah.
So obviously he's gonna like it.
That's what they all said. It was all in good humor.
Like even like.
But you're not empathizing with Susan Lee,
bro.
She's dealing with all of this whilst there's a literal civil war in her party over their environmental and energy policy positions.
I do sympathize.
She is
Christ. Like that is a desperate grab. Like that is.
It is desperate, but it comes from literal desperation. This isn't desperate. Like a figurative desperation. This is literal desperation. I feel bad for her, dude, because, I mean, obviously I don't feel bad for her in the traditional sense, but you kind of like,
I mean, look, part of me feels bad for her too. It's just like, Susan, what are you doing? Like you could just look at her and just be like, really? And she'd be like, she's
been appointed by everybody that has put her in that position as a punching bag / sacrificial lamb.
Yeah, I get that. But I mean, if she's trying to, like, that is such a, it feels almost like an American style. I don't know. It's such a, like, if we're now, like, if you wanted to, you could be oppressed by that electrical socket. You could find a way.
What, impressed by it?
No, not impressed. Offended.
Offended by it.
Easily. You could go, oh, well, I don't know, Edison.
Tesla.
I
hate wargs. Tesla is a warg.
You could say, like, Tesla was, they say, questionably gay, right? So he wasn't allowed to come out in the context of the society that he grew up in. Hence, electricity is homophobic. Mm-hmm. Like, where's the line?
No, there's no line. Dude, in politics, they say all is fair in love and war, and this is war.
Look, I guess when you're like in the trenches, desperate, she's like, I'm just gonna try this.
Well, and poor lady, she threw like shit at someone and it came right back on her face.
Also, way to just be automatically dubbed as extremely uncool.
Like, I'm telling you, dude, she's a loser in every which way.
Like, dude, just being like, to look at a Joy Division shirt and then think that, it's like,
wait, hang on, are you Karen?
like if he was wearing like a Rage Against the Machine shirt with like the communist star, I can kind of see where the angle might come from. But like Joy Division weren't political. They're not a political band.
But like the current liberal leadership is like a train wreck. You look at them and you feel bad for them because this is like the same Kramer on stage situation. You can clearly see that he is doing something incredibly wrong.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you empathize, like, the man's having a bad set. The man, come on.
What was old mate's thing?
He's like the N-word.
He's like, man, Kramer's bombing. He's having a bad set, man.
That N-word's having a bad set, man.
Yeah, that's right. He's like, man, part of me felt bad, but I'm like, he's barman, man. Like you can kind of like sympathize.
Yeah, so in Susan Lee's case, it almost feels like
It's
you've put
just-
like some shitty Melbourne Comedy Festival comedian in front of like Madison Square Garden.
Totally.
And then told them like, now do what you will. Where like literally half the crowd is like hoping that she fails anyways. And that's from her own side.
That's her own. I mean, it's just it's like if she wants to try to get votes from the youth, this is not a good way to do it because it's like, dude,
she has no one. I don't know what her demographic is anymore. Generally speaking,
because Joy Division is also now like grandpa music. So like,
yeah,
it's
dude,
not like it's like
no,
dude.
it's bad judgment. Like, okay, when you're a politician, what you're constantly doing, this is the stuff that you won't get on normal Friendly Jordy's podcast, but you'll get on Shawarma FM. What most politicians are doing, they're not as genuine as you think. Like they have this idea of what the right side is, and then like everything is fair, even dirty tactics are fair. So they're just looking at everything that their opponent says and finding holes that they can exploit.
Anything.
It
feels very
and like sometimes their judgment on like sometimes a good politician would look at a hole that they can exploit and go like, that's probably not worth it.
Yeah, dude.
It's like someone like Susan Lee goes like,
I'll just take it.
This is gonna bring him down.
Like it's just so ridiculous. It's like, God forbid a politician can like have good music taste. God forbid. Like they're a good band. I love Joy Division. Like, but they're not political.
What's their connection to Sex Pistol?
So they started. You shouldn't have asked this. They started in Manchester, I think, in Manchester or the Midlands or somewhere up there north. They all got inspired by the Sex Pistols. So the Sex Pistols and the Clash were like blowing up in the 70s. And then they went to their shows and were like, this is exciting. But then what's cool about that it's called post-punk, sort of, like, because it was after punk. What was cool was like they saw the Sex Pistols, were massively inspired by them.
Well,
but then...
Wait, not just the Sex Pistols. Let's not forget.
The Clash.
Regular Nazi pistols too.
yes, exactly. But like they rather than just rip off that style of music, they kind of created a new style. So it was kind of like the attitude of punk, but like not really distorted and not like screw the Queen, just different, like more like not distorted guitars, like more repetitive, kind of like they created like a new style of music.
And so they weren't political at all. So this whole like Nazi connection that they poor guys have is completely going. Yeah, because I've noticed that a lot of musicians just like because they're so obsessed with vibes.
Yeah,
they like words.
Yeah, I think it was just a cool term.
They just like certain words, and they're like,
and obviously
that's it.
And obviously, like the Sex Pistols, it is provocative. It's a provocative term, so it grabs your attention, and it's like, ooh, if you're called like the Smiths, it's
so
not
these musicians were the original Andrew Tates of their time.
I mean, like, dude, it's like obviously they did it because it's like it's a bit provocative and maybe it just sounds cool. But like, correct me if I'm wrong, because I know a lot of their music. It's more about like relationships and like their famous song "Lost Control" is just like losing control in your life, and it's not political music at all.
Another thing, and this will get a lot of hate when I say this, but
I like Joy Division.
I like the fact that our prime minister has good music taste, no doubt.
I saw that,
but I do not like the fact that my prime minister is almost a groupie when it comes to music.
Well, I like it.
You like it?
That's sick.
What?
It's my people. Like that's me.
Yeah, but like your prime minister is being like told around by like some mid-tier band from Newtown.
Yeah,
we've heard stories.
Oh yeah. But that was before his like prime minister.
No, he was still in the cabinet. Like he was
still in the cabinet?
One of the most popular politicians in the country.
Listen, I'm
this dude who we know.
I am way too biased, dude. Like I just see me. I'm like a music obsessive. I'm like I generally just trust people more that have like good music taste. I'm like, dude, I get it. He's like supporting. He's just supporting like local music because he's like. Dude, there's enough money in like oil and consulting and like all this shit, like religious groups. Like I think a little money for the arts is not a bad thing. And the guy that actually understands,
I just long for the days when the prime ministers were exclusively into like model trains, like Keating.
Don't worry, dude. That'll come back soon. He's a blip. He's a blip. That's not gonna
blip in the matrix.
He's a blip. It's amazing that he managed to get to the top. Like he's like literally a muso. Like he's like no, he's not. But like
He doesn't play, does he?
No, but like
That man should have picked up the guitar.
I think he's DJ'd, but like he's like
that's so much worse.
it's way worse. But like, I mean, to be honest, if he was like,
imagine you're at high school, dude.
yeah,
And a little chunky short boy with a lisp comes up to you. It's like, I might be good at studies, but I like my music too,
Dude.
and I DJ on the side.
dude, I'd be like,
What are
this
his
kid's all right.
prospects?
I'd be like, this kid's all right. Like, I put it this way.
I'm joking.
glad-
The problem is there's so many labor
I know,
hats in the audience.
I know.
They're like,
Like,
how
how could
dare
you?"
you say something about Jim? It's a joke.
No,
I like
look,
him too.
here's
I
the-
voted for him.
Here's the thing: if he actually was a musician, I'd be more worried because I'm like, oh man, he's gonna be desperate. He's gonna sell us out.
Yeah,
for
then
like,
those like cocaine videos are gonna come out soon
not
enough.
even that. Like he's gonna sell us out for like a record deal. Like like Saudi Arabia will just be like, we gave Trump a jet. Do you want a record contract with like Al Habibi Records? He'd be like, yes, please. I want to rock out. Like, so it's good that he's not like a desperate musician.
Otherwise he's vulnerable to the Disney CEO.
Very vulnerable. But he just understands, like, he's like a normal human dude. That likes good music. God forbid. You know, like what was Scott Morrison listening? He just went to like his weird speaking
What
in
was Scott
tongues
Morrison
church.
into? By the way, Scott Morrison is doing some real dodgy shit now.
Is he?
Do you know now he's like he has declared interest with Aramco, which is Saudi Arabia's state oil company. It's like $1 trillion
Oh, really?
oil company that he now is, I guess, doing marketing for or something. We don't know the exact details of his job, but he's declared that he has some kind of a job. And he's
Right.
also trying to like cozy up to like weapons manufacturers.
Yeah.
And
Standard, right?
yeah. So he was a bad egg. Don't you
Yeah,
think?
and like, what would
straight
you rather?
up.
Someone that likes Joy Division and like Radio Birdman and stuff, or, you know, a
Sri
guy-
Lankan curries. In an alternate world where he wasn't literally the Antichrist, him cooking Sri Lankan curries
Yeah.
is kind of endearing, I guess.
Is it? Like, I mean, it's he just got pataks and put it in a
Yeah, true. He's not good at it. That's true.
like that. That's amazing. Then I
Oh
should be prime minister.
You know
Like,
what? Dude,
I made ragu.
yeah, true. And your ragu would have been way better than his shitty curries. I can tell you that much.
Yeah. So like,
Yeah, I hope he doesn't cook his curries like he governs countries.
I hope not, man. Like, yeah, I think like ScoMo's like playlist of like speaking in tongues in Hillsong is a little lamer and maybe a little more destructive than like. It's just crazy because I've never even heard the argument ever that like Joy Division's name is problematic. It's just never come up. Like no one has. It's like, dude. It's like it was vague. I would imagine it was vaguely a way to catch attention, and it kind of sounds cool, and it's like a bit tongue in cheek because it's like it's got like racy connotations, but like you know,
Yeah, but
they're
and
not-
also like let's not forget
there's way
that
more intense.
If you're gonna criticize Albo over being too anti-Israel, dude, get with the times. I don't know if that's as much of a burn as you think it used to be.
Wait, what do you mean being anti?
I mean, like, dude, if the vibe on the street becomes that Albo is like anti-Israel,
yeah,
dude, I reckon it's gonna get him more votes, if anything.
yeah, potentially, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, dude, Mamdani, all he had to say was like he's not going to go to Israel, and now he's like the king of New York. Like,
I think he's gonna win it.
I don't
too.
know if you guys have noticed in the Liberal Party, the vibe has shifted.
Yeah, totally, right? Yeah, exactly. Like they probably don't. Yeah, it's man, that's ridiculous. It's like, to me, it's like so. It's so like kind of what's the word I'm looking for? Not endearing, but like. It's so strange and like
Mind-boggling.
to see like basically a muso running the country. It's
Yeah,
like,
that's pretty cool.
It's cool.
No, dude, like all jokes aside, I actually like Albo. I also he seems like he's a good person.
Definitely, yeah.
Which,
I think so. I think so.
Weirdly, in politics matters a lot.
And like, dude, guess why he can vibe and riff? Guess why?
Why?
Because he likes music. He understands the culture.
Yeah, true.
Riffing and vibing is going to the pub, having a yarn. Like, I don't know. Trump likes YMCA, but he's still being like,
And dude, like,
he's still like.
and I bet you world leaders love him because what he is a character. Don't you think after a certain age, when you're young, you'll just become friends with whoever's around you, right?
Yeah.
But like after a certain age, you want your friends to be interesting and you want them to be characters.
Yeah.
If this dude rocks up with like some shitty Melbourne beer to like 10 Downing Street,
sick.
just a six pack, like, oh mate, this is for me. I thought it was BYO.
And also, it's not just what Aussies want; it's what the world wants. We are.
That's what I'm saying.
We're like a joke country. We want to be like we want the world sees us as like Crocodile Dundee. So it's like like that's what we are. Like that's
if I'm Macron or someone, and I'm just like, oh, the Aussie delegation is gonna come, and if I find out, oh, Scott Morrison's gonna come, like, here we go.
Exactly.
You're gonna have to do like bullshit small talk with this
like
guy.
boring kind of like just like cookie cutter corporate types. You know? Like Albo's not. I'm not saying he's perfect, but like I like genuinely that he has the thing of like let's be real, dude. Like Bernie, he grew up in public housing.
Dude,
Bernie Sanders grew up in rent-controlled public housing. It's like if you've been there, you have more empathy than like a Goldman Sachs banker, or a Trump or a Cuomo. You know what I mean? Like establishment types. Like, yeah, he's like a labor establishment, but it's like at least like.
But he is like the thing I actually do like about him is that he is. It might not seem like it, but he is as Aussie as it gets.
I agree.
Because when you listen to him, like I've listened to some of his like podcasts when he was running.
Yeah.
And dude, he throws terms in there that are so freaking alien to me, let alone like he's talking to like these British guys on the podcast. I can't remember, but I think it was like something like throwing a dolly or something. And then I was like, I don't know what that even means.
Yeah,
I Googled it.
I haven't heard that.
It was like a term that was created in the 70s or 80s in the Aussie Parliament where some MP was named Dolly some shit and then she threw something and that became part of the lingo. And I was like, bro, that is like such an Aussie thing to say that no one would know except for you and your like labor and liberal politicians. But anyway.
And one thing I will say too is, and like Jordan would disagree with this and hate this, I know, but like he ain't here. So like, but what I will say is if you compare someone like Albo to like Kevin Rudd is a little more manufactured, a little more like a little more like talking points politician-y. It's not like he can't be real, but I think there's a little bit of he's kind of trying to hide his nerdiness a little bit and kind of like play up certain things. Whereas I feel like like Kevin Rudd's more of a nerd. He's a nerd.
I think Jordan would. I suppose like at least would agree with this, even if he.
I'm not saying
Kevin Rudd is Machiavellian. He's actually a lot smarter than what it seems.
Exactly.
He does seem like a smart man, but he's actually smarter than what he even seems. He's running like a lot of things in his head.
Yeah.
I don't know Albo. I know Kevin Rudd's personality because through Jordan, because he's hung out with him. I don't know Albo, but Albo doesn't seem like that guy.
No, I think Albo is a bit more like Bob Hawke in that it's kind of just like, whatever, mate. Just get like I don't have like I'm a bit more of a
happy-go-lucky.
Well, just a bit more of a straight shooter, where like less of a politician in a way. Like, because from what I understand, when the Labor Party decided to put him up for the front runner for Prime Minister, I don't think he wanted to do it. He was like, I'm happy just to be pushing like agendas from the backbench and like I'm like lifelong.
Which I think is like one of the greatest characteristics that a head of state should have.
Exactly.
Like,
it's not a hunger for power.
I am always way more comfortable with a guy who didn't want the job than a guy who desperately wants a job.
Exactly, because power
like, I think anyone, like, if you want to become the prime minister, I think that in itself should disqualify you from becoming the prime minister. I mean, look, I love it. Hesitant politicians that were forced because of the time and because they had no other option.
I mean, I wouldn't go so far as to say if you want to be prime minister, you shouldn't.
I'd go that far.
I wouldn't go that far. I'm not on that train, but like I prefer someone who's like
it's too much for you.
I prefer someone who's like not. Well, you're not going to get anyone. There's not enough people. Most people want that, but like
no, that's not true. I bet you there's a lot of people that are in the cabinet right now that are happy to be in that position, but don't necessarily want to be the prime minister.
I just think it's like, well, that's a good thing. I think that like someone that's kind of like, all right, it's my time or whatever, and then because they also don't bloat and over stipulate the significance of being prime minister. It's really the party. The prime minister is like a figurehead. Like, I mean, that's my understanding anyway. It's like, it's still the party.
That's fair. That's fair.
So like, I'm into it. I mean, I would sincerely, hope that like Albo doesn't respond to that statement, or if he does, do it in a Keating-esque funny way, because it's like you'd have to say something just like, "Well, I understand that."
I reckon he should.
I reckon
Go
he
for
should
the
say
kill.
something-
It's such a stupid and
I reckon
unpopular thing to say.
He should say something
that he should like go for the slam and dunk.
He should say something like, "I understand that not everyone has had the time and ability to, like do some research into what constitutes interesting music and art. Some people
No, just
maybe she's
some
more of a-
people spend less time on the internet and just listen to good music.
Yeah. Something like that. Just be like, some people listen to Matchbox 20 and Bond. Maybe she's more of a Matchbox 20 girl, but I tend to like interesting music. That's it.
Well, you can't accuse me of being a history buff either.
Yeah. It's,
Look,
anyway, so that's
that's our position, which is that it's a ridiculous thing.
it's beyond. It's like it's the first time in history I think anyone's looked at Joy Division and gone anti-Semitic. Like it's not even condoning the Joy Division sex.
I
Club.
thought Joy Division was Illuminati.
It's like it's just like, man, politics is so dumb.
All right, okay, let's we've talked about something really heady, so let's go to the fluff segment. Spanian is under a lot of fire. Do you know why?
Again?
Do you know what?
No.
Well, he's complaining.
Is it something to do with his kebab shop?
I don't know actually about his kebab shop, but I've heard that the kebab shop is pretty mid as well.
I bet.
But that's not what I'm bringing up.
Yeah.
So he posted a picture of him in front of the opera house with a new girlfriend, a new love interest.
Okay.
And he's broken up with his missus.
No way.
His misso.
Doesn't he have a kid?
Think they do. I'm not sure about that, but he's been with her for some time. And the internet was on his ass saying that just because you've got a bit of money, you left the woman that was with you. You traded in your iPhone for shitty Huawei.
Do you think that's what happened?
Not that she's like, this is not a race comment. She's not Chinese or anything. I think they're both, the same ethnicity.
Sure.
I think they're both actually indigenous, if I'm not wrong.
Right.
But either way, so he's getting a lot of shit for it. And so he put up this video where he's like recovering from a nose job. So he's got like his nose.
He's getting a nose job?
Yeah, he got a nose job. And he's got like this fucking like medical patch on his nose. And he's like, I am sick and tired of everyone criticizing me. So one day you're criticizing me for the car I drive. The next day, oh my God, he broke up with his wife. What a shit cunt. Oh no, now he's got a new girlfriend. And guys, I'm a YouTuber. I don't know why you're holding me to this standard.
I'm on Spanian's side. Let the man be.
Dude, this is like such an example. First of all, why are you expecting... I don't know, like, dude, we've already made too many enemies. I don't want to make more enemies. But why are you expecting an ex-convict to, like, uphold the standard of morality in this world? Like, dude, when men get rich and famous, the best of us get misguided. You know?
Also, like, is it not possible that they did just split on whatever? It happens.
Well, I don't know but like, dude, it's not surprising. Okay,
Yeah.
this is, they call it the Chris Pratt effect. You know the Chris Pratt effect?
What?
Do you know Chris Pratt? That's his name, right?
I think so.
So when he started dating his missus, Anna Faris, Anna Faris was like a relatively famous actor.
Yeah.
And he was just like this bum who was trying for auditions, but was not nearly as successful as his wife. And eventually, so then they get into a relationship. He marries her. They have a kid. He ends up becoming the Chris Pratt, which is now. So he gets on Parks and Rec. Then he kind of gets on the same level as his wife. But then he becomes like a Hollywood star. And now he's like one of the A-listers.
Right.
And they broke up. And Anna Faris mentioned like how the dissymmetry was like too much and it broke their relationship.
Right.
And so this is like a really common cause of breakdown in marriage. Now it takes a very special, grounded human being to understand not to be misguided by the glitz and glamour of fame, being rich and famous. Dude, it's so
happens.
enticing. It is extremely enticing when like, you've been in a relationship with someone for years. And at that point, like after a certain amount of years, the sexual chemistry has subsided, and it's more of like a friendship and love that is supposed to take over.
Yeah.
But you're famous, and you're like, people are throwing themselves at you. You're you have a lot of money all of a sudden. And let's not forget, you used to be a criminal for a living.
He's hustling.
How could you not slip up?
Yeah, he's hustling.
Yeah.
I mean, it's probably just good for him too. It's just like more content or something. But
Yeah.
like,
there's examples of, I think, people that have been able to like
you know
do it.
you know what's funny? I was just saying earlier before we started, I watched the it's called Becoming Led Zeppelin, and it's like some new doco about the early days of Led Zeppelin, which is like, it's probably been enough movies made of Led Zeppelin, but I was like, whatever, I'll watch it. And like 3 of the 4 band members all were married with kids before Led Zeppelin started. And I think they stayed in those relationships the whole time.
That's sick. That's awesome.
Don't know that they weren't
That's awesome.
if there was any funny business on tour, which, I mean, come on, there had to be. But like, maybe not.
Weirdly, the thing is, for your career succession, if you are one of those people, like I'm assuming, like you mentioned, the Led Zeppelin people that don't get enticed, stay in their relationship that they had, their careers do way better.
Yeah.
Because first of all, there is some truth to the fact that, you know, behind every great man, there's a woman. Basically, there's a woman that is telling you, like, get your ass up.
Totally.
Like, you have to do this.
You know, totally.
Yeah.
You know what?
And that helps so much.
You know what's crazy?
You're healthier in a relationship because you're like, oh,
One person.
there's a lump on my bowl. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's something I ate. Like, it's your partner that tells you, like, you're going to the fucking doctor.
Literally, dude. My dad had a spot or whatever. He was supposed to go to Croatia. COVID happened. He didn't go. And then he was like, his partner saw this thing and she was like, oh, you should get it checked out, like skin cancer vibes. And he was like, whatever. And then she was like, kept getting on him, just like, check it. He went, skin cancer thing in Sydney. The guy was like, okay, we got to chop that out right now. It's melanoma.
Fuck.
She basically saved his life. COVID saved his life because he would have gone to Croatia and been like, 5 months.
Dude, I had the opposite experience. I mean, I'm not denying what you're saying is absolutely useful, but I had the
what
opposite.
was the opposite? Well, your
I'm
missus
so
was like,
embarrassed about this.
It's fine.
So I was just at home, and dude, I started saying, I was like, I don't know. I feel like there's a bit of discomfort in where my chest is. Right? So I started saying, and so she's like, what? And I was like, I don't know. It like kind of hurts here. And she's like, what are you talking about?
Too much vaping.
And I was like, it's just that's hey, I'm just telling you what it is. But then I was like, you know what? It's fine. Like, it'll be fine. She's like, no, we're going to the hospital.
Shit.
And I was like, what do you mean? She's like, you're saying your heart hurts. We're going to the hospital. And I was like, and so I started getting freaking out too. I was like, are you sure? I think this is fine. Like, I swear I've had this before too. And she's like, no, look, this is like, and she was saying like, look, it's most likely fine.
Yeah.
But I don't want to take any chances. We're going to the hospital. So I fucking go to the hospital, right? Yeah. And now I'm feeling silly as we're driving. I'm already feeling silly. Yeah. But I'm like, she's like, does it still hurt? And I was like, at that point, I don't know if it's psychological, what it is, but I was like, it does. I think it still does.
Hypochondriac. It does happen.
Anyway, so we go to the hospital, right?
Especially as you get older, but yeah.
So we go to the emergency room and I tell them like, my heart hurts, and they're like obviously also like taking this
seriously,
semi-seriously. They look at me like, he doesn't look like he's having a heart attack, but you never know. You know, maybe you could have a clogged artery, something like that. Anyway, so they take me, they do my ECG, right, which is like that checks your heart monitor, and it's fine. And so they're like, look, it's fine, but we're gonna put you over there. We're gonna do like a chest X-ray. They'll make you do a bunch of shit, right? Yeah. So then I go do the chest X-ray, and at this point, it doesn't hurt anymore. Like, I am fully fine. Like, I am so, and I'm looking at these people around me that are like legitimately sick, and I'm like, and they're like, priority, we have a heart.
Oh my god, priority.
And so I'm going doing like these X-rays and shit, and then like at some point I'm sitting there, right, and I look at my wife and I go like, Katie, I'm so sorry, like this is so ridiculous, like I feel stupid right now. We have to go. And she's like, well, no, they're gonna do all this, and I was the nurse comes up to me and so it's like, look, I think we're gonna go, and she's like, no, but you've got to do this, and I was like, look, I feel silly.
Yeah.
I like it doesn't
I
even hurt
might have been
anymore. Like
wrong.
I am perfect. I might have been wrong.
It might have been because I
And
was
so
watching
she-
Titanic and
and
it
so
it got to my heart.
She's looking at me and she knows that obviously, like she is very certain that I am fine.
Yeah.
But because I came with like, they can't just like say
Yeah.
like.
It's the whole practice. Like you have to see it through.
So she says like, look, if you want to go, like all of your tests are fine. Like your heart's working perfectly fine. If you want to go, you can go, but just go to your GP tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, fine, I'll do that. Anyway, so I leave and I'm like, I'm feeling better than ever, right? And so
You just needed a little tension.
yeah, I don't know what it was. And so like I come back and then so I go to the doctor the next day.
Yeah.
And this doctor gave me like my GP. I think he gave me like the right advice, which is like, okay, first of all, answer this question. When you were feeling that pain, if I told you, can you go pick up this thing for me and can you leave it over there? Can you like mow your lawn if you wanted to? And I was like, yeah, I could do that. He's like, yeah, dude, when you get heart attacks, you can't do that. Like, it's not like, it's a big deal. It's not like it's not a slight thing. So like, I'm glad that you were proactive, but at the same time, like a heart attack is a big deal. Okay. So you would feel it a lot more than you felt it yesterday. And I was like, oh, okay. And then he was like, I'm pretty sure it was indigestion.
Indigestion. Oh my god, that's amazing. That's a heartburn.
Oh my god, yeah.
Heartburn.
And so
I mean, look, I've never had.
but the
that.
advantage is I got my heart tested and everything
And
everything's
everything's
okay.
fine. Fuck. Dude, that's a man who's doing too well in a good country.
I know, right? And so I blame my wife for this.
So it's her, yeah. Cause
Oh
she,
my
cause
God.
Because she like egged you on. Yeah.
Dude, the other day this friend came to my, and he was
Friend? Yeah,
this
sorry,
other
go on.
friend who he was telling me, he was like, dude, I was at the hospital for the last 3 days, and he's telling me how he went through like this massive psychotic episode.
Yeah.
And so I'm listening to them and I'm like trying to comfort him, and you know, and I go like, man, I was in the hospital too yesterday. And he's like, oh, really? And his eyes kind of sparkle like, I'm not the only one that's fucked up. And he's like, what happened? And I was
Yeah,
like,
you're like, oh, I
man, I thought
imagined.
I was having a heart attack. He's like, what? And he's like, why you didn't tell me? And I was like, yeah, but it was indigestion. And dude, he was so angry at me. He was like visibly upset that
You're basically insulting him. You're being like, I'm as dumb as you. I literally imagined something that was from a spicy taco. Oh my god! So he was like, "Man, screw you, dude. Why did you Why? Why did you say
he
that?"
was angry and he started laughing. He's like, that's not the same thing as what I went through.
What was he going through?
Oh my god, I want to get into it, but this was
Okay.
insane too. He just had like a breakdown at
Breakdown.
work, and then he
Right.
had to go to the fucking psych ward.
Jesus Christ! In Sydney?
Yeah, in Sydney. in
Dude,
Sydney.
I have a friend that's similar. He's kind of going through a bad way, but he's always just like, I think I'm having a heart attack and like my liver, all these things, and I'm like, I understand. In a way, it's justified because his body's not functioning fully, but it's like, yeah, man, I don't know. I'm kind of the opposite, dude. I'm kind of like, I won't go to the hospital unless I'm bleeding out. You know, I mean, I have done things where remember the whole thing with my ear distorting, and I spent like $1,000, and I'm like, I don't know what that is. I'm like, that was definitely falling in the thing of like, but that wasn't an emergency. I was just like, man, I'm just curious, you know. And then nothing happened. But yeah, dude, I only go to the emergency if like when I fell off my bike and I can see my bone, you know, like in my knee. I'm like,
I know.
that's probably not.
Which is
good.
probably not. You should strike a healthy balance. You shouldn't be like me, which is just waste government's resources and then feel extremely guilty about it. But yeah, you should also like not let your bones start sticking out before
it's
you go.
It's a fine line, but just to
Dude,
bring
women I feel are good at it. They can strike a balance really well.
probably yeah, I think so.
Well, I mean, I'm sure not all women, but you know, generally.
I was going to say too, though, on that note, John Paul Jones in this documentary, the bass player, he's the bass player of. So he was doing. They're all session musos, pretty much. So doing session music, which is not a bad job.
Which session music just means that you play for multiple bands.
It's not even bands. It's you play. You're a hired gun, and it's usually for recording. So like they'll be like, we need a guitarist for this song. We'll pay you play the music, like read the music. It's like you're delivering.
It's a job.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
a job.
professional
It's
job, yeah.
you know, usually it's not the most, unless you're writing the music, it's not the most creative in that you're writing what's
But I'm sure it pays
it
decent.
would be like a sick job. Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially back then. Now it's more of a hustle. I think it'd be more difficult maybe. But back then it was like, like there weren't that many good musicians in like London. So they were like, yeah, if you can play, you're hired, But anyway, the John Paul Jones, the bass player, was which I didn't know. He was just doing session music stuff, and then he called the Jimmy Page and was like, "Oh, I heard you're starting a band," and then he was like, "Yeah, we're starting a band," and then apparently it was his missus that was like, "You should do it," and he was like, "Nah, I've got a good job. It's paying well. I've got all this session stuff," and she was like, "No, you should do it. You should do it. Just do it. I think you should really do it." And he was like, all right, I guess I'll try it. I'll do it. And then what happened? Like, biggest band in the world. Wow. So like that was his missus.
Yeah,
so
that's insane.
I think that's why he stayed with her too.
Yeah, yeah.
He's like, man, she's.
And man, like this is a problem that's as old as time, and throughout history, you have always society has always looked highly of people that are able to resist those temptations, and stick to the person that sort of took care of them, knew them, loved them before they were something. Like that is a very admirable trait to have.
It is.
Unfortunately, I think it should be standard, but.
Yeah, I mean,
So you gotta understand, and the 5 women listening, men's physiology, it's quite remarkable how
it is
dumb, how much the brain takes a backseat.
Yeah,
So
totally.
You could do a PhD thesis on that, or how dumb men are.
How much they're ruled by their physiology would be like a big thing.
Yeah. How
lack
much
of willpower,
spurt of moment decisions can influence male lives. Don't you think like women, I'm sure they do have those like heated moments or those moments that they regret, but
it's more emotional for women. I think it's more emotionally charged rather than physical.
Well, for men it can be like you can make such dumb decisions in a second that will like screw up your life forever.
Well, you could do the same as a woman, but I think they just don't do it, or they do it in a more like calculated way.
I think maybe their like a capability to cause extreme damage is limited, whereas like a man can just like, oh, I killed that guy. It's like, oh, dude, now you're going to jail for the rest of your life.
There probably is more.
And you're like, but he did this, and I was like, yeah, but like
Oh no, dude, there's definitely that thing of like just like dumb decisions that ruin your whole life. I think a lot of that is a male style trait. Like you're right. Like I got to get my revenge, and it's like, your life is ruined now, dude. Like forever. Like you realize that, and like that's not good. Yeah,
I think male ego. That's it. Male ego is just way too inflated.
Probably, yeah. I'd say so. That's accurate.
Even when like you make like such simpy, idiotic decisions, like just DV or kill like random people because women don't women don't agree to your dates. It all comes from like a sense of deflated ego that they're trying to reinflate.
I know some of those stories too of like,
oh dude, that's so common.
Yeah, I have
most domestic violence is like
really
ego based. Yeah,
that's a fucking brutal one, eh? Like that's intense. But that like surely some rationality does not go into the equation on those given situations.
No. That's why it's really admirable. And historically it's always been a very admirable trait for men to be able to control their anger and their impulses.
I've been tested myself.
Religions are always talking about that. I don't know, like Islam is big on that.
Really?
Which seems so ridiculous.
Yeah, I was just like, huh? Wait, are you sure? I think that's right. I think you're thinking of Hinduism there.
Yeah, no. No, it is. But I guess it makes sense because it came from a region where definition of trigger happy people. So you really need an emphasis on that. Well, I don't know how much it succeeded, but there is a lot of emphasis on not making decisions when you're angry.
Definitely. I have actually sorry, Rumi's being scared of the air. I've actually there's been many occasions where I've been like, okay, I'm not gonna act. Hey, you wanna come up here? Come on, buddy. Come on. Yes. Oh, maybe only. Yeah, I've acted or I've thought. I've thought to do something, and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to wait when I'm not angry to react. And honestly, 10 times out of 10, I'd say I'm like, okay, that was probably a good thing. It was a good thing not to act because it's sort of irrational. It's like an irrational response. It's like what you want to do. It's the most chemically rewarding, like for your brain. You're just like, yeah, and like all of that. And sometimes you need, like, if it's like a fist fight.
Well, that's what
sometimes
it
you-
exists in men because
Exactly.
we're like
But
supposed to be ready for like an all-out
Exactly.
war.
Exactly. But when that is being like siphoned through like Instagram or like Twitter or like one of these like social, it's like I don't think it's probably not a good thing, you know. It's just not a good thing to have that.
For sure. Hey, look, we're gonna go over time, so let's do the last segment.
Yeah. Show.
This one actually, Miss, I wanted to get your take on. So you know the city of Sydney, the local government of Sydney City,
Yeah.
they've come up with this new rule.
Yeah.
It's a war on buskers.
You're kidding.
So back in the day,
Well, I'm
you
screwed.
used to be able to just like busk wherever you wanted.
Yeah.
Now they've set up dedicated spots, which are only 6. So this
Are you
goes.
serious?
It spans all the way from Circular Quay to Central, I want to say.
Well, you know I'm going to be avidly against this.
And so the new thing is now there's only 6 dedicated spots.
Dude, it's the refuge
And
of...
those 6 spots, because there's so many buskers that do this,
Yeah.
are in so in high demand that now the rule is
Hey,
that you can only do it for 1 hour. So everyone gets shifts.
Dude, that is ridiculous. This is like the refuge of the poor and damned. It needs to be unregulated. Just let them. Obviously, if you're doing it like at annoying spots,
I wonder why they
cops
did
will
that.
move you
Do you think
along.
do you think people find busking annoying? What's the view on the streets
dude,
on
I
this?
feel like there's almost zero buskers in Sydney. There's some at Circular Quay sometimes. There's like none.
There's always a town hall. Dude, what are you talking about? There's buskers all the time.
There's 1 at Town Hall, 2 at Town Hall. That's it. I don't see them anywhere. I don't see why this would be a thing. Like, I just don't think that they're anywhere.
Hey, people listening in the comments, tell us, do
Not
you
in
get
Sydney.
annoyed by busking? Because, you know, like, and what I mean is, like, you know how, like, some people would get annoyed by homelessness? There's 2 emotions to it. One is, like, why do I even have to see them? And the other one is, like, you just genuinely feel bad for people being homeless.
yeah.
I'm talking about the first one. Like, do you think that emotion also translates to buskers? I
mean,
like people paying music. It's a vibe.
I like it too. It's
Yeah.
like free entertainment, or not necessarily
Yeah.
free.
And you don't
but,
have to like be there. Like you can decide to just
move
walk
along.
away.
Just move along.
But I guess for them, it's like it creates
Noise.
choke
yeah.
points because sometimes it gets really busy in the city.
Look, if I would understand that if it was like most cities are way more intense with busking that I've been to.
Oh
Like,
yeah, and some are way more. Actually, Sydney was actually pretty decent.
it's
But you go to like
chill.
Adelaide was really into busking,
Yeah, I think all the other cities more. Maybe not Brisbane. I think cities.
and then
one of-
after dark, there's a different kind of busking in Adelaide,
ah,
which I will not get into. But
no, get into it.
one that has been to Adelaide after 10 p.m. in the city will
I
know
have,
exactly what I'm talking
but
about.
I've done that, and I don't know what you're talking about.
Dude, like people just like straight up ask you for money.
Really?
Yeah,
What, homeless people?
they're not even homeless.
People just.
I'm not
ask-
going to get into this conversation because
Okay.
I know this is
Up late
Yeah,
conversation.
up late conversation.
I didn't know. It's news to me, but yeah, I think that's so. Like, dude, they're already so poor.
Yeah.
Far out. Like, you're not busking if you're killing it in life, bro. Like,
I
come
know,
on, you
I
have to-
know.
An hour, and also an hour, you're not going to make any money. Because, like, I went busking once, funnily enough, with 2 mates in Byron Bay around New Year's Eve. Not New Year's Eve, but around that time, because we were staying in, is it Ballina? Or I don't know, one of those areas. Dude, there was, like, no one there. We got, like, a couple of $100 each. And some restaurant gave us a bag of tomatoes because we're like, yeah, you can have some tomatoes.
And you were like, hang on a minute.
It was sick.
Can I do this again?
They loved it. They loved it. And like, we were, so like, I really don't
I
think
don't know, man. Like, I think Sydney has a very anti-poverty attitude.
It does,
about
but this
it.
is
It's just
so,
like it's unashamedly a city not
is.
for everyone.
I
It is-
I know, but like,
There are advantages to it. I was thinking about this. Like, I think in Sydney is probably the most ambitious city in the sense of like having an ambition in Sydney
yeah,
is a good thing.
yeah,
Like,
I guess.
go on and get it.
Yeah, I suppose,
Whereas, and
yeah.
even like evil ambitions, like I want to be a mining magnate. Like, there's a level of
Oh, it's good for that.
respectability that this city gives to like the pursuit. Whereas
Yeah.
like I feel like
Yeah.
in other cities it's way more easygoing. They're not like
yeah, it's less of a hustle.
yeah, it's like if you try to be ambitious, I'm like, hang on a minute, dude, calm down. What are
That-
you better than us?
yeah,
Is that
that
what's
is-
happening here?
Yeah, that is true.
But a side effect of and hence like I've been told this by like people in the governments of others like local governments
Yeah.
that the bureaucrats of Sydney, teachers of Sydney, of New South Wales
Yeah.
are supposed to be better than other states.
Really?
They're more efficient.
Hmm.
This
Yeah,
is what I've
look,
heard.
don't
I
wanna
haven't had an experience in it.
Yeah, I don't want this. I don't want to sound like a broken clock, like like the most annoying prick ever. But Victoria does seem to support the arts a lot
Well,
more
Victoria
than New
is-
South Wales, and it is quite troublesome to see these times of, you know what I mean? Like,
Well, dude, Melbourne, we were supposed to talk about this in the last pod, but we didn't get enough time to. But Melbourne is not only, it's always ranks as like one of the most highly livable cities,
even
but
now
it's
with the machetes.
also now amongst the big cities of the world, like first world big cities, it is
Yeah.
one of the most affordable cities.
I've heard that
Yeah.
it's cheaper.
It's
yeah.
housing compared to Sydney and other cities of Australia.
Yeah.
Housing is cheaper.
Yeah.
There's a whole host of reasons that we were going to get into why that is, but the net effect is we don't even know exactly how long it's going to stay because the story's out.
Yeah.
And so now all of a sudden you see a big amount of capital inflow in Melbourne's property market
Yep.
because investors are thinking that this is actually a historically low point for Melbourne. So
Yeah.
it's going to go up.
Yeah.
So it might
sure.
change, but at the moment, dude, Melbourne is
Popping.
an infinitely better place to live than Sydney.
Yeah, well, what about the crime in that? And that's machete.
Well,
is
that
blown
comes
out-
with it,
Is
yeah.
that blown out of proportion? I don't know.
Well, I'd imagine that it's always. I know that there's more crime in Melbourne than there is.
It's more
But
of a
then
crime.
Sydney has crime as well.
We have organized crime.
yeah.
We have high level crime. We don't have.
They have like a bunch of those like knife.
Yeah, we have like night. Like it's It's like London vibe, you know. But
I
like,
guess. Well, yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can get that perfect city that
Yeah.
has everything. Melbourne has like.
Adelaide's pretty good, but it's just small.
And the other thing is like, and Miss, you'd agree with this. Melbourne has clearly the best food in Australia.
yeah, dude,
There's no city
definitely
in that has better food
Agreed.
than Melbourne.
agreed.
You might be
Brisbane's
able to-
coming up though.
It's not though. Like the
Really?
thing with like places like sometimes in Brisbane or sometimes you go to like Perth and you have like really good oysters that you haven't had.
Sure.
They might have like some fresh items, some novelty items, but just like you can go to any restaurant in Melbourne and
It's gonna
it
be
will be
sick.
better than
Yeah.
any of its counterpart in any other city.
I agree.
They take food more seriously
I
than other
totally
cities.
agree. And Melbourne's been known as a food capital for 20 years. Like it was getting serious 20 years ago. More. Fuck, like probably 30 years ago it was getting getting serious. It's like, oh, this place is
And dude,
doing
I
very
think
well.
amongst the three big cities, Brisbane probably has the worst food.
Really?
Yeah, dude. I go to Brisbane a lot, and I like Brisbane. My parents live in Brisbane. I'm
Yeah.
family in Brisbane. Brisbane's great, but man, the food, Sydney's food is better than Brisbane food.
Sydney's pretty good too, but like the thing with Sydney is it's like Sydney's got good food. It's like, but I feel like maybe Melbourne has better middle tier where you don't have to spend a shitload and you'll
Yeah.
have something really good.
No, I think Melbourne beats Sydney in every regard when it comes to food,
And music probably too.
and
I
just
mean,
generally the vibe of the city as well.
yeah.
But
yeah.
like I said, dude, if you are super ambitious, Melbourne, I don't think is the place for you. I think Sydney is.
Yeah,
where
well,
you've gotta be.
I'm not super ambitious, so
Yeah, exactly. So
But-
it really
but-
depends on what kind of person. But if you're a business-minded person, then there's no better city than
that's
Sydney.
true. Which I'm just not. I'm not. There's so many. Yeah, I'm definitely not. But this, come here, buddy. But the thing that gets me is like the buskers, dude. Just leave it. I there should
Yeah,
be
no.
there should be like some regulations where it's like, okay, bro, you can't busk like in a train station, like New York City style. Even though I think that's cool over there, their buskers are.
But
like
there's a
some-
fine line.
They're like amazing.
It gets to a point where, like, oh my god, they're just beggars on the train now.
You know what I think they should do? I think they should encourage, Rumi agrees, I reckon they should encourage more busking in Sydney because then maybe there'll be a higher quality. Because usually now it's just some like Asian chick singing to a backing track. I'm like, bro, that's not busking.
Yeah.
I want some like guitarists. It's like whenever,
Well, how can you quality control? Maybe that's the way you like.
encourage it. Because whenever I go to like Adelaide or Melbourne, I'm like, there's street performers that are good. They're like really
Yeah,
good.
but dude, you go to Adelaide. There's a lot of like old Asian ladies playing like ancient Chinese music in the
who?
background and just going.
Really?
You know,
That's
you
more
haven't seen
Sydney.
that?
Nah.
Dude, they do parties now. Actually, that was a big thing in China as well when I went there.
Yeah.
Like old ladies come up with like an old timey tape recorder. And
The
shit,
dog just made me yawn. Yeah.
and they'll start playing like old school Chinese music or even new school, but it sounds like it's boomer Chinese music. And they'll just like all dance together. They're not even asking for money. They're just dancing in the middle of the
I've never seen
public
that.
square.
I've never seen that, but I think that's like,
Dude, that's like an activity. You know how like Aussies are famous for barbecues? Like
yeah,
being part of being Australian, you got to do your barbecues.
of course.
Dude, being Chinese is you have to be an old woman
Yeah.
and start dancing at a public square. That's like part of the culture.
I've never seen that, but like, that's at least more entertaining than just like K-pop. You want to come up? Yes. He's my friend. I love him so much.
All right. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed today's podcast.
But wait,
Yeah.
save the buskers.
Save the buskers. Do you have anything else to add on
What do you
buskers?
think, Rumi? Do you agree? Rumi? Oh, no, he doesn't like that.
He doesn't like. He hates podcasts.
He's like, he doesn't want to. You don't have to talk. It's okay.
But yeah, I agree with you. Like, you know,
I mean, it's
I
like-
don't. There's nothing wrong with busking.
Sydney, I like Sydney generally, but the thing with Sydney is it's so corporate that even their entertainment is so corporate.
And what about those guys? You remember those guys? I don't see them. The Big Issue.
Oh, yeah, the Big Issue guys.
What happened to them?
They're still around.
They're still around.
But that's not great entertainment, is it?
No, it's not. But like, I just like the fact that like
They're like homeless, basically.
they're just homeless people. And so you're like,
I feel so bad
the
for
Big
those
Issue,
guys.
and I was like, oh, the Big Issue is you.
I
Like,
know.
you have the Big Issue.
I've never bought one, but you know what's so brutal about that too?
Too afraid to buy it too.
It's kind of the equivalent of like the Pakistani man with the egg, which is like, I'm giving you something. I'm like, man, I honestly don't. That's really sweet. That you're trying to have like an economic metric to sort of you're doing it's like a job, but it's like, oh man, I wonder how many they sell.
Yeah, that's true.
And I would like to see what the big issue is. I don't know.
Homelessness. Hopefully,
Yeah,
you have to make it homelessness,
Has to
guys. If someone buys it, like at least market your cause.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Never bought it as well.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us this
Yeah.
week.
Thanks for joining us at Schwarmer FM.
Sign up to Friendly Jordy's podcast Patreon page and please join the shawarma tier list because,
doing
as you
extra
know,
pods.
soon, in a couple of weeks, maybe 3 weeks, all of the shawarma FM pods that we do are gonna unfortunately go behind a paywall. At least the video version. You'll still be able to listen to it.
Yep.
So join the shawarma tier and
We love
make sure you never miss out on any of the pods. We love having you. So
This is us hustling. This is the Sydney
yeah,
style.
this is busking. Don't get rid of busking.
This is us busking. We're in Sydney. It's
Yeah.
Sydney style.
We used to be 1 hour, but we want to make it more hours.
And if you're gonna, and if you're freaking out on YouTube or whatever, it's like Jordan isn't able to.
but he'll be back.
Yeah.
When he'll be back, we don't know. We'll let you know.
We're just keep,
At the moment, he's not on the pod. And I'd imagine that would be the case at least for another week, but we'll see how it goes.
Yeah. So it's like, don't freak out, man. It's like, but thanks for joining us. We enjoy ourselves. We have fun here. Hopefully you do as well.
We'll see you guys later. Bye bye.
Yeah.